Okay, so this is 2.4b. So how to write an equation of a line. So again, this should be reviewed for you guys. If it's not, well then make sure you pay attention and write all the notes. So first we want to write an equation of a line when we're given a point and the slope. So remember, our equation of a line is y equals mx plus b. Okay, so that's just a reminder. So what we want to do is we're given our slopes. Remember, your slope is your m, but now we need to find our b. Okay, so our equation so far is y equals 2x plus b. We need to find b. Well, if you look, we're given our points. So in our points, remember, this is x, this is y. We can plug our point into our equation and we can solve for b. So if we plug this point in, so our y is 1 and equals 2 times our x, which is 4, plus b. So now we have something we can solve. So we can solve this equation now for b. So you get 1 is equal to 8 plus b. Subtract 8 from each side. You get negative 7 equals b. So now we have our m, we have our b, we can write our equation. So our equation is y equals m, so 2x plus our b, so minus 7. Okay, so that's our final equation. Moving on to our next example. So remember, this is our x, that's our y, and this is our m. So if you put that into our equation, a negative 1 equals our m, negative 3/4, times our x, negative 8, plus b. So if we multiply this out, we get negative 1. Use our calculator, multiply that out, we get 6 plus b. So subtract 6, get negative 7 equals b. So now our equation, we have all our pieces, we have our m and we have our b. So y equals negative 3/4 x minus 7. Okay, so now there's a second type of writing equations. So this second type, we're only given 2 points. So that means there's an extra step. We don't have our m, we don't have our b. So first we're going to have to find our m. So remember, our m equation is m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So now we take our equation, we're going to use that, use this equation to find our m, and then we'll use this same process over here to find our b. So first we have to find m, so our m is equal to, okay, just labeling our points, so our m is equal to our y2, so negative 1 minus 7, our x2 is 1 minus a negative 3, so negative 1 minus 7 is going to give us a negative 8. 1, remember 2 negatives in a row gives us a positive, so negative 8 divided by 4, that is just negative 2. So now we have our m. So now we can solve for our b. So when we solve for our b, it doesn't matter which point we pick. We can pick any of them. I'm just going to pick this point. I don't know, I just like those numbers better. So remember, when we use this point in this equation, so our y is negative 1, our m is negative 2, our x is 1, and then plus b. So negative 2 times 1 is going to give us a negative 2 plus b. Now we can add 2. So we get b on this side, and negative 1 plus 2 is just a 1. So So our final equation, now that we have our m, we have our b, is y equals negative 2x plus b, which is 1. Okay, I'm going to leave number 4 for in class. And we're going to move on to the last part of 2.4b, and it's writing equations of parallel and perpendicular lines. So it's kind of taking everything we've done so far and we're putting it all into one part. So first we need to write an equation parallel to y equals 2x plus 4, and it passes through the point negative 4, negative 1. So what this tells you is if we want it to be parallel, that means our slopes have to be the same. So if the slopes are the same, that means that our m has to be 2. Okay, because we want it to be parallel, we want our slopes to be the same. But now we need to find our b. So when you go back in, you're going to have y equals 2x plus b. Well, we need to find our b. That's why they give you this point. So now we have a point, we know our slope, we can find our b. So if this is x, this is y, we have negative 1 equals 2 times our x, which is negative 4, plus b. Negative 1 equals 2 times negative 4 is going to give us a negative 8, plus b, plus 8 on both sides. So we get 7 equals b. So now we have our m, we have our b, we can write our equation. So our final equation is going to be y equals m, so 2x plus b, plus 7. Sorry guys. So it's y equals 2x plus 7. Okay, go on to the next. We're going to skip 6. We're going to go on to 7. We're going to do 6 in class. Okay, 7. So we want to write an equation that's perpendicular. Okay, so remember perpendicular means that if this is our equation that we want the line to be perpendicular to, this is the slope of that line, which means our slope has to be an opposite reciprocal. So opposite, this is positive, it means it's going to be a negative. And if we want it to be a reciprocal, which means our fraction is going to be flipped, it'll be 4/3. So our m is 4/3. So now we have y equals negative 4/3 x plus b. Okay, so that's what we have so far. And they give us this point, negative 3, negative 3. So we can put that point back into our equation and solve for b. So this is x, this is your y. So if we put that in, we get negative 3 is equal to negative 4/3 our x, which is 3, plus b. So now if we multiply this out, we get negative 3. Negative 4/3 times 3 is going to leave us with just a negative 4, plus b. Add 4 to both sides, so we get 1 equals b. So now we have our m, we have our b, we can write our equation. So y equals negative 4/3 x plus 1. Okay, and then we're going to skip number 8 and we're going to do that one in class. So we'll do 6, 7, or 6, 8, and 4 in class.